So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the best beginner budget lenses to get started with here on YouTube. So if you're someone who is just starting off with creating YouTube content, you want to build your own lens collection, maybe you even want to buy a new lens on a budget, then this video is definitely one to watch. I'm going to be sharing with you guys and showing you guys the best ones to invest in. So if you are interested, then definitely need to keep on watching. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time stopping by. Hi, I'm Kelechi Mbemina. It's good to have you here. Welcome to my channel. So like I said, in this video we're going to be talking all about lenses. I'm going to be sharing with you the best beginner budget lenses that are below $300 to get started with here on YouTube. So I'm going to have a link to this lens guide linked over here so that you guys can download and go through it after this video. I have it linked over here as well as in my description box. It's basically a summary of all the lenses I talked about. So I'm going to categorize as well as divide my lens options into two major categories, basically like the headshot like you're seeing right here, and then the full body shot. So for beauty, hair, and sit down talk content like this, you're going to require like a mid-range lens, and these are probably my favorite lenses to work with because these are the kind of content I primarily create here on my channel. But the one I want to start off with first is this one. You guys, if you're not new here, then you know that this one is very popular on my channel. This is a 50mm 1.8 lens. This is amazing for people who are creating like beauty content, makeup content, hair content, because it crops you in. This is a 50mm lens, but if you're a beginner, I do want to believe that you're shooting on an APS-C camera, which basically has a crop factor of maybe 1.5 if you're using Sony, and then 1.6 if you're using Canon. So this is going to give you an equivalent of maybe 80 to I think 85mm, but I feel like this is amazing for people who are creating beauty content, hair content, and sit down content as well. The only con to this is that it's very zoomed in, so you're going to require enough space for it to work, right? And this has a low f-stop of 1.8. What this means is that it's going to give you a very blurred out background. If you are shooting at an f-stop of 1.8, the background is going to be very blurry. So for anyone who is asking, how do you get blurry background? Well, the trick is to get a lens that has a really low f-stop of maybe between 1.8 to about 2.8. So anything 2.8 below would definitely give you a blurry background. Again, I do have a video on how to get a blurry background. I'll link it up here. I'm gonna just put it in so that you guys can see what this one looks like. Like I said, again, it is very cropped in, it's very zoomed in, and it's worked amazing for like hair content tutorial, for makeup tutorial, because that way it's really focused in. Again, I'm seated in the same position, but I don't know if you guys can see the difference in terms of the focal length. So yeah, this one is amazing because it does give off like this really beautiful bokeh blurry background that you're seeing now. My f-stop is currently at 2.0. Let me take it up to 1.8 so you guys can see. It's going to get brighter and it's also going to get blurry at the same time. If you are a beauty content creator, you create hair content, makeup content, this one is going to be amazing for you. It is zoomed in. This is typically how I like creating my beauty content. So that way you guys can see the details in my eyes, my lips, my hair, exactly what I'm doing. That way I'm not far away from you guys. So yeah, if you are a beauty content creator, this one is a staple. But I do want to say that with this, you have to have space to work with. All right, so next up is a 40mm f2.8 lens. Now this lens is very compact, it is really small, however it does have a low f-stop of 2.8. now this is going to let in a lot of light as well as give off that blurry background. Now I'm currently filming with a 30mm lens, which I'll talk about in the next lens. Now I don't have the 40mm lens, but this is what the 40mm lens is going to look like paired with the f2.8. That's what you're getting. That's how blurry the background is going to be. 1.8 and 2.8. This is how the background is going to look if you're filming with the f2.8. You're going to still get a lot more light. You're still going to get depth in your background, as well as like that blurry bokeh effect. It's also amazing for beginners. It retails for I think about $150, so it's still within that $300 budget threshold. So this is what you get with the 40mm lens. However, if you were to pick between this lens or the 50mm lens, I'll definitely advise to opt for the 50mm lens. So this is what you're getting with the 40mm lens. It's also amazing. It's beginner friendly, it is budget friendly, but you're still going to get like that amazing quality, the amazing depth of field and light as well. So yeah, this is what this one looks like. Alright, so now moving on to the next lens, and that's going to be this lens right here that you guys always see on my channel. This is a Sigma 30mm f1.4 lens. This is probably my favorite lenses amongst all the ones that I have. This is amazing for like sit down talks like this, but still works for hair content, beauty content. I can easily move closer to you guys if I wanted to, and that way the background is going to be a lot more blurry. This lens goes down to 1.4. It goes down to an f-stop of 1.4, which is so amazing for low light. It gives out like that amazing blurry background if you're struggling with the 50mm lens, because again it is really tight and really zoomed in. This is definitely the one to opt for if you want to get something that is more quality. The build quality of this lens is so amazing. It is so good. I've had this lens for like 2 years, and this is probably my best investment so far, and I've used this lens for literally like 90% of all the content I have on my channel. I absolutely love it, and I would definitely recommend it to any beauty content creator. This is amazing. So once you pair this with good lighting, sunlight, studio lights, you're going to get amazing results. Again, this is what the lens looks like. Now, what I also love about this lens is that you can also use this to create fashion content, which I'll show you guys. So I've used it to create like fashion content on my channel. So because it's 30mm, unlike the 50mm, it shows off a lot more of the background. All right, so next up on my list is the 24mm lens with an f-stop of 2.8. Now this one is also amazing for content like this, beauty content, hair content, like sit down content like this. You can also still make it work for like a little bit of fashion content here and there, but this is also amazing. This is also budget friendly. It sits on around I think $120 or $130, so it's still within or less than the budget that we've kind of estimated. So if you're starting off and you don't have the money to go for like this 30mm lens, you can definitely opt for this one. You're still going to get amazing quality, amazing value for your money, and create amazing content at the same time. So I want to show you guys how wide 24mm goes. So I'm going to be using my kit lens to kind of show that off to you. This is what a 24mm lens looks like. So now that we've talked about lenses for creating beauty content, hair content, sit down content, let's move on to creating lifestyle, vlog, fashion content. Content that requires a wide view. I'm going to be showing you guys the best and also the most budget friendly amongst all of these ones. So the first lens I want to start off with basically is the kit lens. And I feel like this kit lens has really been overlooked for if you're starting off, if you are a beginner creative and you have a camera that came with the lens. I do want to say that you need to learn how to maximize this lens. I'll leave a link over here so you guys can check it out. So what I love about kit lens is that they usually give you flexibility and also give you range. Now with your kit lens, you can easily use this to create a wide range of content, from beauty down to like vlogs, down to fashion content, because of that range that it gives you from 15 to 45. So you can vlog with this because again, it is compact, it is easy, it is so lightweight, I can't even feel it. So yeah, I'm gonna put it on so that you guys can see what this lens looks like and how it performs. So this is how zoomed out this lens can be, and you guys can see my lenses here that I'm kind of working with, but this is how wide it is. I was shooting like a fashion content. This is it. You guys can see that it can literally take my entire body. But this is me. This is how I create content. I like to go all in when I'm trying to explain things to you guys. But with the kit lens, you can go from like this wide, right, to about this So with this, you have a variety that you can easily work with, and that's what I love about this. So yeah, so that's it for the kit lens. This is definitely a great way to start, especially if you're on a budget, you don't want to buy multiple lenses, you just want one that can basically do everything, can do it all. Then opt for your kit lens. If you can work with it well, I'll watch this video, I'll show you guys how you can maximize your kit lens. Basically just add lights, good lighting. Okay, so moving on to the next lens, and I'm going to be mentioning two lenses because these two are very popular with like vloggers and all of that. So these are the 10 to 18 mm lens as well as the 11 to 22 mm lens. Now if you guys want to be vlogging solely and you want that lens that can give you like that wide view, these two lenses are amazing for that. However, I still feel like with the kit lens it's almost the same thing, just like 2, 3, 4 mm wider, but with the kit lens you get more variety and more use out of it because you can transition from vlog style content to like a beauty style content. So again, if you're strictly focused on vlogging, then you can look at these two lenses, the 10 to 18 as well as 11 to 22. They're going to give like a really wide view, and they are literally the best when it comes to vlogging, right? The best in terms of view range and all of that. So yeah, look into this. They are also budget friendly, but they're amazing for vlog. But again, with this, you're kind of restricted to the kind of content you're creating, and that's a downside to it. So yeah, that's it for that one. Okay, so moving on to the next lens, and this probably has to be one of the best vlogging lens. This is the 16 mm 1.4 lens. This one is from Sigma. It is the brother to the one that I'm currently using, so you already know that the quality is going to be amazing. Now with this, I find that I can create like content like this. I can create like a sit down content, I can create a vlog style content as well as a beauty content with this lens, and I absolutely love it. Yeah, with this one it gets like really wide. I'm going to put it on so you guys can see. I love the lens. I love 1.4. It's a bit pricey, but it's definitely worth the investment. It goes down to about 1.4, so you're going to get like that blurry background, the bokeh background. It's also going to let in a lot of light, especially if you're vlogging at night or in a dark environment, or if your studio isn't well lit. With this, you don't need a lot of lighting to make it work. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like so you guys can see the difference. But yeah, this is what the 30 mm looks like. I'm just going to swap this. This is what the Sigma 16 mm 1.4 lens looks like. This lens is so amazing. It does go down to 1.4. I'm currently filming on 2.0. Let me just take this down a bit so you guys can see the true depth that it gives. It's going to be brighter, but let me reduce this. This is what we're looking like right now. It's going to look fuzzy at the back because I'm messing around with my shutter speed, but this is what the 16 mm lens looks like. I absolutely love this. You can use this to vlog. This kind of gives you almost the same width as the kit lens. You guys remember how zoomed out the kit lens could get? So with this, you can definitely zoom it out to get like that wide view, this vlog view, and it's amazing. The quality is amazing. My only problem with this is that it is so heavy and it is so hard to carry around when you're vlogging because it is so huge, it is so long, it is so heavy. However, the quality out of this lens is so amazing. So if you're trying to create like food content, vlogs, lifestyle, fashion content, you can do that with this lens. It's so beautiful. This is what we're working with. This is twice as wide as the 30 mm because the 30 mm is somewhere here, because this is all you guys see with the 30 mm. Now with this, we have more space. It is wide. This is 16 and it's 30. So yeah, welcome back. This is it. This is what the 30 mm lens looks like compared to the 16 mm. I don't know if you guys can see how cropped in and more zoomed in, and now it's focused on me and less on like my environment again. So depending on the kind of content you're creating, you need to get a lens that really does well with it and really performs for that purpose. So yeah, I really do hope this video was helpful.